Nowadays, the concepts in manhwas are redundant, repetitive, and predictable. So in this video, we will discuss the top 5 manhwas that are worth reading because they are original, unique, and refreshing when compared to modern manhwas released today. Number 5. Reaper of the Drifting Moon. Synopsis. Along with 300 other children, the main character is abducted as a child by a blood phantom group. Their goal was to turn those kids into assassins and send them on a mission. The main character must endure extremely trying circumstances since the blood phantom group only wants the greatest talent. The story follows him as he learns martial arts while squeezing all the value he can out of what he's given, while hiding his true abilities from his captors. Review. The main character is calculating, crafty, heartless, emotionless, intelligent, diligent, and brilliant. However, he must also uphold his own standards and refrain from killing just out of ego or for juvenile reasons. In a Murum world where people frequently get away with murder provided they have position, influence, or support, people kill one another for the most ridiculously little of reasons. The battles are entertaining, and the main character considers all options before passing judgment. Along the path of his exploits, he left legendary footprints and lost some of the people he held dear. Number 4. I Shall Live as a Prince. Synopsis. When your average guy struggling through life in modern-day Korea gets reborn as a grand prince in the Joseon dynasty, it seems like a pretty sweet deal, right? Nope. Not if you're the younger brother of King Yeonsan, one of the most tyrannical kings in Joseon's history. So the story follows Lee Yun-ho, an ordinary man who was looking for a job in Korea, who has been reincarnated into a prince from the Joseon dynasty. Although he graduated from a decent school, Yun-ho struggled to find a job. One day, he went to sleep after spending his day living the ordinary life of a poor Korean, and when he opened his eyes, he found himself Grand Prince Jincheon from the 15th century. Since he was now a rich prince, his plan was to live the high life, but he finds out that his brother is Yeonsan-gun, the king of Joseon, infamous for being a crazy tyrant. And this marks the start of the ordinary job seeker, Grand Prince Jincheon's plan of making the tyrant king into a great king and protect his own wife. Review. This particular series is unique. Normally, when a main character is reborn or travels across time, all they do is gain strength by advancing the current culture with the use of contemporary knowledge. However, this series blends Korean history with how that society is progressing, both in moderation and simultaneously enhancing one another. This manhwa is a realistic portrayal of when a modern man was transferred back to the past as a grand prince, which is the brother of the king of Korea. The story is very good and it has political moments, wholesome moments, and innovative moments wherein the grand prince introduces modern invention to the past. A pretty entertaining read. The villains and heroes in this story have distinct personalities, and their backstories have been well researched and detailed. This series goes into great detail to describe not only how the villains or heroes carry out their deeds, but also why. Once you understand the prelude of the historical aspects, you will surely like it. The characters are wonderful and get better as you go on. The art is similar to the Moonlight Sculptor and is very refreshing. Number 3. The Novel's Extra. Synopsis. Waking up, Kim Ha-jin finds himself in a familiar world but an unfamiliar body. A world he created himself and a story he wrote, yet never finished. He had become his novel's extra, a filler character with no importance to the story. The only clue to escaping is to stay close to the main storyline. However, he soon finds out the world isn't exactly identical to his creation. Review. The premise of the story is common, but how it fleshes out the flow of the story is what makes it unique. The initial chapters were extremely well done, and the main character's skills are fairly creative and well thought out. It has a good plot and well-explained information. His abilities are strong, but not to the point where he is overpowered. Additionally, there are no story gaps and all of the reader's questions regarding the abilities and cognitive processes are answered. The side characters' personalities are dependable and fully developed, and it's fascinating to watch how they develop as people. The supporting cast in the story has some of the best developed supporting characters I've ever seen. They are all independent, strong individuals that have their own agency, unlike in other stories where the main character follows them around and must solve all of their problems. Number 2. Barbarian Quest. Synopsis. The Sky Mountain Range was a resting place for souls, and the living were not allowed to cross it. Everyone believed it as such. You will become a great warrior, Uric. The strongest warrior of the Boulder Axe tribe, Uric, accomplished what others in his tribe couldn't, and went beyond the Sky Mountain Range. What he saw beyond those mountains was different clothing being worn, different languages being spoken, and unfamiliar people in ironclad armor. This is the story of an uncharted world and the one who faces it. Review. This series is like a breath of fresh air. It's neither a dungeon adventure nor a leveling player system, either. In fact, the topics covered in this series are thoughtfully and skillfully handled. The characters' moral and mental development, along with the excellent action, have been the finest portions. The manhwa is comparable to the Berserk or Vinland Saga, but here the friendship between brothers is strong. The main character in this story is an excellent leader. He's not a lone wolf, instead, he's the pack leader. Although he is forceful and haughty, he does not undermine others. He's a smart learner and what you may call a barbarian. Number 1. Existence. Synopsis. One day, it was a herd of ants, and another day, it was a large dinosaur. This was the last reincarnation of a being that had experienced tens of thousands of reincarnations and lives. He was born as a human with the power of every single life form he had ever been. Why did he have such an ability? Lee Jane finally came to understand. I exist to eradicate mankind. Review. The main character is born in each and every species that has ever lived on Earth, and this is his final existence as a human in which he is still able to employ the powers of all other creatures. This is a great series with a distinct plot, lovely artwork, and a cunning main character. It has the fewest chapters on this list, but it has the most potential to be a great series. Reincarnation and regression have been the most common theme in today's modern manga and manhwa, but this series utilizes the concept in a new light. The first few chapters captivate you and it is an emotional roller coaster. Since it is an original manhwa, nobody can give you any spoilers, and everyone can travel with the main character and see how his perspective on the world can change. Do you agree with this list? If not, feel free to comment manhwas that you think are unique in terms of story and premise. As this is the first video on this channel, you guys can give constructive criticism so that I'll be able to give better videos related to manhwa, manga, or anime in the future. Please like this video, and subscribe as this greatly help. Thank you for watching.